Okay, we're recording. You're good to go whenever.
Okay. So we have the Nike marketing plan. It's by Logan, Kelsey, Zach, and Jake. So Nike's mission statement is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. So they love to emphasize if you have a body, you are an athlete. Nike shows us that no matter who you are or what you look like, you can shop there. You don't have to have a certain body type or look a certain way. Whoever you are welcomed. The company wants to do everything it can to expand human potential. They're striving every single day to make products more sustainable, build a more diverse global team, and make a positive impact in the communities they live and work in. Nike wants to build their company on movement and innovation. They want to have positive impacts and show communities around the world that they care. Nike being a very big company, they have many different strengths, one of them being a strong brand awareness. As this picture shows, 97% of the world who sees either the Swish or Nike knows what that company is. Its name alone is very memorable, it's easy to pronounce, and it's unique. Its Swish symbol is easily recognized by everyone. The brand awareness just catches consumers' eyes, and since it's so strong, it keeps customer loyalty at a high. Going off of strong brand awareness, they have a big, huge customer base. Um, there are many people who are loyal, who follow their trends, participate in their events, and give customer feedback. Not only does Nike just follow up and keep up to date with sports trends, but they have side brands that make them unique from other sports companies. Um, Examples are Converse and Hurley's. These two things have enabled it to enjoy unparalleled success for decades. This has been able to bring more customers to Nike, increase sales. Their diverse line of products has been able to keep customers around. Weaknesses of the company are just pending debts. Since August 2020, Nike's total long-term debt was $9.54 billion. A lot of companies do struggle with debt, but you would think for how popular Nike was and how their products are always selling out, that that would not be an issue. And they depend a lot on the US markets for their sales and profits. As this picture shows, 43% of their profits do come from North America. So if there were any American tax or policies to come up that would affect their sales, that would have a huge effect on the company and what their profits would be. Nike has many opportunities going for them. One would just be emerging markets. There are more and more countries that are becoming wealthier, and citizens in these developing countries have more disposable income. So if Nike were to put more time and effort, the outcome could help further grow their profit. And also just improving on technological innovation will help Nike find faster growth and expand its market. Nike has already benefited in this area by moving its business to the clouds earlier than its rivals, but the company can gain significant leverage by sustaining its focus on technological innovation in the coming years. Some of the threats to the company would just be competition. Some examples are Adidas, Under Armour, Fila, and New Balance. The level of competition in the sports apparel industry has grown significantly in recent years, which has led many companies to invest and focus on marketing and product quality innovation. Nike does invest in all of these areas, but so does everyone else. So Nike has to invest more money and time in other areas to help widen the gap between them and its competitors. And also just counterfeit, there are more smaller businesses or smaller side partners that are making their own Nike products. And if customers were to buy these products, they are lower quality, which means they deteriorate faster, and this could hurt their brand image in the end.
Nike's objectives include more diversity in ethnic and racial communities, along with women being in more leadership positions. Uh, Nike is a business focused on product quality and creating products that best help athletes perform at the top of the game. Like most companies, Nike values their customers and take great strides in making quality products. Nike wants to establish a more ethnically diverse representation and invest in more racial universities, institutions, and interns and direct hires. To achieve these marketing objectives, Nike should come up with goals or benchmarks to measure the progress. Weekly reviews of the marketing objectives should happen to provide necessary feedback and tweaking to make sure everything can be accomplished on time. The overall objective is to have more diverse support and workers for Nike. The objective also is to have more minorities and women in higher level positions by 2025. It's also seen to have grown from past years up till now. In these next 5 years, Nike will anchor the executive compensation to the company, deepening diversity throughout employees. In addition to adding more diversity, Nike has increased representation of women across the globe from 40 racial and ethnic groups in Nike have drastically increased from 15.9% to 29%. Nike makes mention to the class of 2020 interns has been the most diverse class ever. And by 2025, the global goal is to have 50% of the global corporate workforce represented by women and diverse people in leadership positions. Another objective is to invest $125 million in the coming 5 years to give support to businesses that work to address racial inequalities. One way they start to achieve this goal was by being one of the major companies that supported the social justice movement after George Floyd's murder. To further assist this goal, Nike plans to have $140 million commitment to help educate and promote Black American businesses. Nike has faced a great deal of criticism about how they treat both women and employees of color, but now the objective has changed to make Nike a more fair company. Nike's overall focus on making the company a well-rounded place that is fair and opportunistic for women and minorities by 2025 should start showing even prior to the 5-year mark. Based on statistics of the last 5 years, Nike has grown tremendously and will continue based on forecasts.
Okay, about Nike's marketing schemes. One of the largest things that puts Nike above the rest is their product quality and design. Nike prides itself on the quality of their products and makes it known that their shoes and their clothes are meant to last. I can speak from experience. I have several Nike products and they have either lasted several years or still last to this day. Nike has all their products coming overseas, but make sure that they are tested and made to last so that people can enjoy their products. And then another thing that puts them above other companies is their design. I mean, these pictures from the slides are only a small glimpse of Nike shoes in general. They have thousands of different designs that put them above the rest and market to different ages and age groups and different types of people, men and women, in order to catch the eye of people and want to buy their product. Nike is also great in the market because of the diversity in ways that you can buy. Of course, they do have online shopping. You can buy at Nike.com, but you can also go to different types of stores online, including like Foot Locker and Kohl's, and this includes in person. There aren't a huge number of Nike stores specifically, but Nike has their products in all different types of stores, including these Nike stores, but also and this allows for people that might not even be looking for Nike products to see these in other stores that they might be searching in and discover Nike. And it just allows for different options and the ease of being able to have these stores close by in order to buy these products. And then their advertisements. For several years, Nike has been using commercials to get their products out. And more recently, they've been using social media, including things such as Instagram and Twitter to have their own platform to advertise, but then also using things such as Instagram, YouTube, and Hulu that have ads within these social medias to play different types of commercials or just have a picture and get their product out there. And then we have a video of an actual commercial that they use. So as you can see in that commercial, one thing Nike does really well is uses our emotions to better their commercials and their advertisements to get people to want to buy their products. And then another huge thing that Nike has done has used athletes to their side with sponsors. So two of the biggest sponsors they have are LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And they have not only used them as sponsors, and with these two having two of the biggest platforms in all of social media and in the world, they so well have been able to advertise these products and get people on their side with them, but also have given them their own brand, their own shoe, which allows for people that look up to these athletes that want to be like them to buy their shoes in order to kind of have that connection with them.
Okay. So here, let me get this situated here. Okay, so with the marketing strategy that Zach presented for us, I kind of want to present a possible plan on looking at that marketing strategy and determining whether or not it is successful. And so I won't get too much into like the math and the things of that nature, but I wanted to kind of just give an overview of what that might look like. First thing that's important to look at is the return on the investment. It's important to see if the amount of money that we're putting into our marketing strategy through our products and through our advertisement, if that is actually becoming useful, if we're making an actual return on this investment. And not only that, you know, sometimes we may make a return on our investment, but does it meet the goals and expectations that we had originally set before we started our marketing plan? And so it's always important to, when you're coming out with your marketing plan, to begin to set goals and such so that you can look back at those a year or a couple months later and see if the products and the market strategy and advertisements used, if they were or were not effective. Second way, and is kind of along the same lines of looking at our return for investment, is to review the sales numbers. So not only the amount of money that we make, but the quantity and the amount that we sell. It's important that we look for trends in the market after our marketing strategy, looking at how, if we're introducing any new products, if it affects the other products on our product line. Like if we introduce a shoe that might make a lot of money, however, it takes away from the need or the want of all the other shoes on the line, it might be better to rethink that and to, maybe look at adding that shoe or that product in a different way, because we don't want the other products to be less important, because we want to reach as many people as possible. The next thing that's important to look at when looking at your effectiveness of your marketing strategy is the customer response and reactions. And so we wanted to be very aware of how we allow the customers to respond to our products. And so, that's kind of done through, if they buy the shoe online or anything like that, they can do like the rating thing with like the stars or whatnot. If you buy at a store, like at a Dick's or at a different sporting goods store or at a Nike store, outlet store, whatever it is, a lot of times they'll have things on the receipt that you can like use to give your feedback for that product. And so then also another thing, very important thing, if not more important, is looking at your social media presence and seeing how people are reacting to the products that you put out there, your marketing, your advertisements and stuff of that nature. If you're getting positive feedback from people who are consuming your media that you're putting out, that is very important and is becoming more increasingly important as technology and online media becomes a larger thing. And the last thing I kind of thought about that might be interesting to add is like, are people not satisfied with the product? Are they like returning it? And stuff of that nature. So we can look at how they do within their different, whether it's retail stores or like online, how people are interacting based on like if they're coming back, if we're having returning customers buying our products, things of that nature. And this kind of goes along with that, is going to this different, in-person stores that we're selling to and looking at how our product works on the store floor. Like, so like it would be very important to visit the areas where, our product is being displayed and observing if it's effective or not and the way that it's being displayed. And going back to like the marketing side of things with the packaging and presentation, like, we want to make sure that those things are very crisp, clean and clear, and are effective in their use of getting people to want to buy our product. And so the last and final thing that is important to look at when reviewing your market strategy is then to look at the actions of the competitors. And so I put, for example, Adidas as a main competitor to Nike, but we want to look at like if we're introducing a new product, like a new type of shoe with this new technology, is this technology being imitated by other companies? Because if so, while that may be a sign of that our product is very effective and good, it also might mean that it's time for us to step up our game and upgrade our own products to kind of manage this combat and to like really make our product stand out. And so, with shoes and with, different clothing and stuff for Nike, it's important that we're always looking for ways to improve. We're not just putting out the same products over and over again, because if not, we'll fall behind in our competition. And so I believe that's all. That is all the information that we had for our marketing strategy. And I guess now the floor is open for any questions that you have for us. So yeah.